Hi, my name is Bishop Gregory Lightner, and this is Pastor Karen Lightner, and we are the hosts of Is Love Enough, where we are healing, hope, and inspiring change, one conversation at a time.
We would like to thank WYTV7 Community Broadcasting Network for hosting Is Love Enough. WYTV7 is a nonprofit organization that educates, empowers, and encourages others. WYTV7 appreciates all donations.
And we are joined tonight with Deacon and Evangelist Trotter. Can you guys introduce yourselves?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Evangelist Catherine Trotter.
And I'm Deacon Melvin Trotter.
And we're just the Trotters.
Can you both share a little background about your previous marriages? Like how you met, years of marriage, like that, things like that?
Who's going first?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, what did you say? I'm going first. Okay. So I actually married my high school sweetheart. We actually went to the prom together. We met in high school. Thanks to my older sister, Carolyn. Her husband and my ex-husband at that time were best friends. And they introduced us to one another. And we met in high school in my senior year. And that was in 85. And we wound up getting married in 87. And then from there, I'm sorry, I saw a chat. Are we stopping?
No.
Go ahead.
From there, we got married and we had two beautiful daughters, Tiffany and Daphne, and they were the love of our lives. And, we were married straight out of high school and things started to take a turn. I wanted to pursue my career more, going to work, as well as dealing with two small children. And we, as I decided to start moving into my career, into my education more, somewhere along the lines, we drew apart from one another and the relationship turned violent. And when it turned violent, by me having two girls, I did not want them to stay in that type of environment. I did not want them to think that that was acceptable for a man to say that he loves you and also put his hands on you. So we had to get out. We had to leave. Yes.
Yes, and for me, mine started when I was in the military. One of my friends, I went home with him, and we just kind of hung out and everything. And he introduced me to his cousin, and the marriage, lasted for a while, almost 18 years. And then some things that were going on, not on my part, but on her part, we just decided to go our different ways, and it worked out fine right now, because I'm at the love of my life.
That's me.
So we're talking this evening about learning to trust love again. And we have to ask the big question, is love enough?
Yes.
Is love enough? Wow. We answered that question a while back, and my answer is still the same. Love is an important key component, but love is not enough for me. Because there's so many other things that go along with love. Just like I was talking about my ex-husband, he told me that he loved me, and I'm thinking how can you love me with those same hands that you want to put on me and hurt me with? There is no way that you can say you love me and then also take those hands and hurt me. So I think also love is important, but you need trust, you need communication, you need honesty, you need integrity. All of these are other components that makes love important, but it's also things that need to be added with that recipe of love.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because I say, is love enough? You got to have God in your life.
Yes.
God first. And then when you put God first and you do the things that you need to do as a couple, you become closer to God and to each other.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. God is important. Yes.
God is important. And for us, it is the same. You have to have something else along with love. Love is the foundation, or love is the building block, but you have to have other along with love, other key items to go along with it to make it work. So you guys were both talking a little bit earlier about your previous relationships. So what was it about your spouse that you're currently with that made you say yes to the possibility of love again?
Wow. Him? Oh my God. You know, people always, my mom often say this, and she's so right. She often tell people, she's like, God made Trotter just for me, or he had him just waiting for me. And I truly believe that. I mean, this man here, I mean, he has shown me what a queen is supposed to be treated like. He has loved me from day one. And not only me, like I said, I had 2 teenager girls at the time that we met, and he accepted them as his own, not having children of his own. People would not know that Tiffany and Daphne were not his own kids unless we said that, because he loves them like he's birthed them. And not only that, he's a man. I mean, he's a man of his word. What he said he's gonna do, he's gonna do. He's a man that covers me, not only physically, but also spiritually in prayer. I mean, I'll find him praying over me and praying over our family, and just asking God favor over me. I mean, what could you not ask for better? And then not only that, we praise and we serve God together. Yes. You know, that's something that was lacking in my first marriage. It was like me and the girls went to church and he stayed home. There's none of that there. I mean, he's a deacon in the church. So, you know, he's pushing me. Oh, babe, I got to be there by a certain time. You know, the deacon's got to be on point. So come on, we got to be there, you know. And I just love it. Whatever he's involved in, they'll tell us, they'll say that in church. Where Deacon Charlie's involved, you know Catherine's going to be involved. And if Sister Catherine's involved, you know Deacon Charlie's going to be involved. We support one another. We are helping hands together in this. So, I mean, he's my boo thing, y'all. He my boo thing.
When you see Bishop, you see me, because I believe, you know, just like you said, my husband, he prays, he keeps the house, he protects the house, and praying man, you don't find that a lot. Imagine a man that prays and seek God and keep the family protected. And another thing you said, it takes a special kind of man to raise kids that's not even your own.
Yes. So,
and I admire that about you, Trotter.
Well, you know, I have been blessed. You know, I've got a beautiful wife and 2 beautiful girls, and they just accepted me. You know, I mean, when I came into the family, you know, it was like, hey, you know, I had to, you know, crack the whip every now and then, let them know I was there now. But other than that, it was good though.
And you know, another thing, like I said, they were teenagers when we started dating, and then eventually got married. And I didn't tell them to call him Pops. They didn't call him Dad, they called him Pops. And I never said anything to them. We never had the conversation. And it was just like immediately my oldest girl started saying Pops, and then the baby girl picked it up, and that's who he's been. He's been their Pops. He's been their dad. And, you know, though they still have a relationship with their dad, you know, they still acknowledge that Melvin Trotter is there for them, and they know that if they need him, he's only a phone call away, because they don't live with us any longer. Yes.
Let me ask you this question. Was there a list, or was there qualities that you prayed to God about, that you asked God, that you saw in each other, specific things that you asked God for? Okay, God, if I'm going to do this again, I need this, and this in this person. And did you find those qualities?
Yes.
Yes.
Like I said, my first husband, and, you know, give a little background about him. I am no way going to tear him down, because he was a provider. He came home and took care of the family as far as financial. It's just that I told him even then, I was not the wife for him. So I said, there's a wife out there that's going to be what you need. But I was not that person. So I was not going to, you know, stay in a relationship where I was not. But, you know, when I met him, I figured, like, you know, we're going to be in this together, because he had qualities that I was looking for. I grew up in the church. He grew up in the church. His mom was evangelist. My mom was evangelist. So I left my home church and moved to his church, thinking that, oh yeah, we're going to be in this together as a family. And for whatever reason, it did not work out that way. And I was hurt. I was really hurt by that. And I began to, they say, write it down, make it known to God what you want. And I did. I wrote it down, and I made it known to God that I wanted somebody who loved him, you know, because I knew if he loved God, he would love me and my girls. I wanted someone who had his own prayer life, who had his own relationship with God. When I met Deacon Trotter, he was already in the church. He was in the church that he said, well, babe, I'm not going to join unless you're comfortable joining. We joined together as a family. So there was things that I asked God for an older person because I think that was going to be a better fit for me. People always thought that I was older than what I am. So I knew that I needed someone older in my life and that would be a better fit for me. So yes, I did. I had qualities, some old, some new, that I knew I wanted in a husband.
Yes. And the same with me, because I pray for a godly woman. I say I need somebody in my life that can uplift me, get me spiritually motivated, get me into the point where that, let me start doing a lot of things that I just don't normally do. And it's been a blessing.
It has. And and he promised me we won't travel, y'all. And we've been traveling and we've been going places. And he's retired now. And when I say from the time my feet hit the floor to they lay back down in the bed at night, there is nothing. He just makes his like, babe, what can I do for you? What can I get to you? Because I'm still working. So, he'll even drive to my job and bring me stuff that I may need for lunch or whatever the case may be. And people often say, Catherine, you have such a good man. And I do. I realize that. I don't take it for granted. I do every day. I thank God because I do. I know that he is a blessing to me. Yes.
Yes. It's hard to find.
Yes, it is. And, I think together we can say that, even though our first marriages did not make it, we were still open to the fact that there was someone out there for us, those, whatever reason that didn't work out, but we didn't close ourselves off to being married again or being in love again. God created us to be in relationship. So we were open to that. Yes.
Wow, that's good.
That's good. How hard would you say it was not to bring old issues and hurt into your marriage, your new marriage?
Well, myself now, I didn't bring in. I mean, because what I left. I was just, hey, that's me. I was just so blessed that I had the woman that I always wanted, and God blessed me with. I was okay. I was truly okay, and still okay.
You still okay?
I'm okay.
What? You better say it to the cameras. Tell them at the camera. No, there were some things, like I said, my first husband, he wasn't a person of his word. He didn't keep his word when it came to me and when it came to the girls. So there was that little bit of, hesitate on like, okay, you say you're going to do it. Are you really going to do it? And then I come to find out that he was a man of his, Melvin Trotter is a man of his word. He said he's going to do it. He's definitely going to do it. So that was the only thing that I kind of had lingering on me. And even there was times when, we would reach out to their real father and be like, okay, the girls are going off to school. I need you to do thus. And he was like, oh yeah, I got it. I'm going to do it. And he did not keep his word. And that would like totally just, it would make me so upset with him. And then Melvin would come along and say, look, why are you letting that, pull you back into old issues? Why are you letting that take you back to a place where you asked God to heal you from? He said, why are you guys even reaching out to him? He said, I got this. If he do it, he do it. If he don't, he don't. Don't let that, don't let that stop us. Don't let that hinder us. And I was like, wow, it took me a while to get there. But oh yeah, we way there now. Y'all see my face? We way there.
Yes, that's oftentimes what people need to see in their new relationship is the person standing up, healing those wounds and then it makes it easier to move on because those wounds are being healed, they're being nurtured, they're being closed, and by him doing the things that he did, it helped close those old wounds. Listen, we have to take a quick commercial break, and after that, we will come back on how did we rebuild our new love.
Want to invite you out, Charlotte, North Carolina. If you're in the surrounding area, please join us for the WYTV7 Community Broadcasters Network Charity Golf Tournament for Youth Financial Literacy. Come tee off and support our project as a player, a sponsor, or a volunteer, or a spectator. Join us at WYTV7.org. Go on over to that website, check it out so that you can get registered, register your team, or make a donation. Yep, help us to help children build financial literacy. Thank you so much for tuning in for this episode.
Welcome back to Is Love Enough? I'm Bishop Gregory Lightner, and this is Pastor Karen Lightner. Before the break, we were talking about rebuilding that love. And we understand that Evangelist Trotter, you had two girls, teenage girls, as a matter of fact, when you met in Trotter. How did that play in rebuilding the love?
Well,
how did it affect it?
Okay. It's been 18 years for us, but you know what? One thing I do want to remind people, especially those that have girls, you have to be careful when you start dating again, or even considering going back out there, because the enemy is so tricky. He tried to think you have someone that's all for you, and then you come to find out they've done something to one of your daughters, or they was just using you to get to one of your girls. So, I really prayed on this. I did. I really prayed on it. Lord, send me somebody, like I said, that loved you, that had a relationship with you, and then also that was going to treat me and my girls right. And when he sent us, Melvin Trotter, he just had so many. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of my dad. He had so many qualities of my dad. And that's what they say, girls look for men, they treat them well when their relationships with their dad. And he had so many qualities of my dad. He was just so humble. And just what you see is what you get from Melvin Trotter. He's not going to be, let's a football game or sports or something on. This is what you get, a laid back. He used to play sports, basketball. He was a coach. You get a laid back guy, and he just had so many good qualities. He covered us. He did. And your girls, your children can tell you. Your children can tell you. Let me put that out there. Let me put that disclaimer out there. If your children come to you and say, well, mama, I don't like the way he look at me, or I don't like the way he be, coming around the corner when you ain't there, or whatever the case may be, take those signs. When we would go out to dinner, and I would go back home and it would just be me and my girls, I would ask them, so what did you think? How did you feel? Were you comfortable in his presence? All kind of things, because children will let you know. Children will let you know. They have no filters.
Because I think, when I got married and all of a sudden the girls were already in my life, I said, now, I have a family. It's not just, I have a family. So I was like, okay, I said, now let me see what the girls need. So Tiffany wanted to learn how to drive. So that right there was a project by itself. So she wanted to get behind the wheel. I'm like, oh, I don't know. I said, but I'm gonna let her go from here to the school. And then after a while, they actually want to learn how to drive. So, I'm buying cars, and then at the same time, they want to date. So now I got to play soldier. Who is this here? Where you live at? Type attitude. What the young man coming. So I was very, and I still am very protective of who they like and who they don't like. And then if they say, well, what do you think, Dad? Let me get to know him. Because I look real good. I pay attention. Trust me.
Mm-hmm. He might not say a whole lot, but he is reading you. And he'll come back and he say, see, babe, you didn't think I was paying attention. He'd be like, I'm like, well, when did you get on that? He say, I might not say a lot, but I got you. I'm like, okay.
A man, a few words.
Yes.
French couple have one wedding. Now, we understand that y'all actually had 2 ceremonies. Can you tell us about that?
And one coming up. One just passed. Well, it's so funny. Like I said, I've always been in the church, and not just in the church. God has always been a part of my life. And when Deacon Trotter asked me to marry him, it was like things just started falling in place. And I really believe it was a test. So what I'm saying is I went on one job interview in Florida. I applied at one place. I got that job. The lady said she was going to hold the job until I moved to Florida. Then we had a family friend who was, he's a truck driver. And he was driving from somewhere and he was coming through Virginia. He picked up my furniture and brought it to Deacon Trotter in Florida. So here I am. I'm like, okay, I gave my notice and now we're moving to Florida. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Are you guys saying that you're going to move in together and not be married? God forbid. Ain't that what the Bible says? And I really think it was a test because we had already planned our wedding. Our wedding was going to be October the 25th. We had invitations. We had already planned all of that. All of that was going to take place. And I really think it was a test. God was going to actually see, well, now what are you guys really going to move in together and wait till October? I mean, you know, August, October, it's only a couple of months. We could have waited. But again, like I said, I have girls and I wanted to do everything in order. Right. And also I believe that if we had did that and not gotten married, then we wouldn't have been blessed. We started off on the right foot by going to the Justice of Peace. I believe my mama went there on a Friday and we sent her the information and she got the application filled out for us. We got there on the weekend on Friday. And on that Monday, we were standing at the courthouse saying I do without witnesses and all that. And another thing, my mama was not going to let me move to Florida and I not be married. Let me just put that disclaimer out there too. I don't care how old you get. You going to go by what your mama say.
That is so good. That means that's a statement of faith, yes. Personal statement of faith. And I think a lot of people is going to be able to hear that and relate to that and then make some decisions that they may be going through right now. Okay, what do I do? Do I do this and say it's okay for a few months? Or do I do to keep my statement of faith to the world and more importantly, to myself?
Yes. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to your relationship with Christ. It comes down to what you want to portray, you know, to other people. Our lives are a testimony to other people. And can nobody say, well, they moved in together, you know, whatever the case may be. Even if people were going to say that, I was not going to be comfortable with that because I knew what God had already done, what God was doing when he was answering my prayers and sending me Deacon Trotter. And I felt like that was just a test to see, okay, let me see if she really loved me the way she says she does. That's the Lord. Or do she love this man more than I'm giving her? And, you know, and they want to, you know, do things not in order. So no, we had to do it in order. And I want to say to anybody, you know, I look at a lot of young people now and they be like, oh, I want the wedding. We're going to go ahead and move in together because I need to get my coins together and get the wedding. You can still have your wedding, but do it right. You know, do it right. Start off right. If you saying this is the man that God sent you and you want your marriage to be blessed, you want everything to be in order with him, obedience. And the Bible says we are to be joined together as husband and wife. We are not to be, you know, off playing house. And I'm going to leave it like that.
Let me ask this. I know it must have been exciting for the girls and for you and for everybody when you actually had the wedding day. Can you guys talk about that just for a little bit? This new statement of love that was made to the world.
It was so nice. First of all, let me say, I don't know if people know this. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. Bishop Gregory Lightner is my baby brother. And so, you know, when we got ready to get married, October the 25th, that was the date. I mean, we had bought gowns and dresses and all that stuff. And family actually came in from Virginia because one thing, when I met him and moved to Florida, in New York, I moved down here just me, him, and the girls. There was no family down here. So the fact that everybody stopped what they were doing in a couple of months and came down to make my wedding day, that was a blessing. And then by then, our fathers had passed away. So I actually had my brother walk me down the aisle. That was my brother, y'all. He walked me down the aisle, and it was just a wonder. It was just peace and love and happiness. And it was just all around a blessed, good day. It really was. It was. Yes.
Okay, Deacon Evangelist Trotter, please encourage our viewers who may be on the fence about trusting love again.
You want to go?
Well, myself, I think that you got to have it in your heart. You got to have it in your spirit. The one that you choose, she's going to be with you. If that's the one that you really, truly love, go ahead and reach out to her, bring her in, like I did. Hey, and just be happy, because I am truly happy.
Well, I think he said take that chance, and I do. I understand, for whatever reason, people get hurt in their past relationships. He hurt my heart, he did this to me, whatever the case may be. But, sometimes we think we choose someone and we think, oh, that's the one that was for me. For whatever reason, it does not work out that way. Heal, allow God to cleanse you, yes. But don't close yourself to love. We were created to be in relationship, and not only love and in relationship. Don't close yourself to doing it God's way. Well, I've been married, I ain't never gonna get married again. No, don't say that. Don't say that, because if you're gonna shack up and live with somebody, then you're cutting off the blessing. God has blessings for marriages, and you hinder him from doing that because of the fact that you don't do it his way, the way the Bible tells us to do it. Go ahead and step out on faith. Go ahead and trust God. Wait, and allow him to send you your king. Don't you go out there looking for your king. And while you're waiting, you're preparing yourself. You're getting rid of past things. Oh, Joe did it this way, and Joe did this, and Joe did that. You can't go looking for Melvin Trotter thinking about Joe. So get all the Joe out of your life. Get rid of Joe, and then clean up yourself and prepare your heart as well as your life for the Melvin Trotter that he's going to send you.
Listen, our time has gone by so fast. We just want to thank you guys for joining us tonight and talking about rebuilding that love. And it is so true. You have to heal, cleanse, do it God's way, allow God to come in, heal your heart, and be open to the possibilities of new love. We would like to thank WYTV TV7. And you can, if you would like to donate, you can do it on their website and by going on and pushing the Donate Now button.
Thank you again for joining. Is Love Enough?